Hi guys, how y'all doing? So do you want to start a moving company? Do you still have some questions? After all watching all my videos and going through all my videos, do you still have some questions? Well, I know a lot of you do. So today I'm going to take some time and I'm going to go over the top moving questions that beginners have for me who want to start a moving business. So I don't know how to say that in a cool, catchy, pithy title, but let's go to, basically these are going to be the top questions moving company owner beginners want to know. All right, they still keep asking me these questions. So this is a Q&A, a question and answer time, and I'm going to go over them. Hi guys, I am Jae Burnham, and this is the Real Jae Burnham Show. So thank you very much for coming to my show and watching my videos. Now, most of my videos have to do with starting a moving company or how to start a moving business, start a profitable moving business. Thank you so much for coming and watching because of that. But not all the videos are not necessarily about it. But I get most of my questions come from people who want to start their own moving business. And thank you so much, because that's what the whole premise was about that. But I have, truthfully, I have gotten away from the actual moving business side of things a little bit and gone towards a more broader business questions and so on and so forth. So if you notice that we haven't really been talking about the moving business lately, that's because I have moved from the actually how to run and start a moving business theme and trying to expand my my flow to the general how do you start, run and build a profitable business in general. That said, I still get so many of you guys coming and asking me the questions. So today, I'm going to answer the most common questions I get about starting a moving business. Okay, are you guys interested? Because if this is you, here's the top common questions about starting a moving thing, and I'm going to answer them for you. And these are not in any particular order. I didn't number them 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't put them in order or anything. These are just the ones I went through, all the questions that I've gotten on from most of the videos, a lot of the videos, and I've taken the most common ones and put them here on paper. So the questions that I'm going to read off might not be written how you would have written it, but it still has the same gist to it, the same flow and understanding. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first question. Do I need a license if I don't have any trucks? You should. You should have a license. But you don't necessarily have to have a license. If you decide you're just getting started and you start a moving labor providing service, then no, you don't necessarily need a license to be a moving laborer. But if you're going to be someone who's going to put stuff on a truck, on one of your own trucks, whether it's rented or owned, then yes, you're going to have a license for that. You need to have some commercial licensing for that. Your state might have different rules, but you, at the minimum, and no matter what state you're in this country, you definitely have to have a DOT number or DOT license. They're free to get. All you have to do is go to the website, the DOT, Department of Transportation website. They even have a 1-800 number. You can call them up, get it all set up, and you can have yourself a DOT number. All right. So at the very minimum, you have to have that. Some states don't require anything more than a DOT number. Most states, however, do require at least some form of state licensing. So make sure you find out with your state what you need. Now, how do you find out what licensing you need? Well, go to the state's licensing association, a mover association, and they can tell you, or you would have just go to the DMV or call the DMV up or Department of Motor Vehicles or whatever they call it in your state and ask them, hey, who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to talk about getting a license or to operate as a mover in my state? And they can refer you. Okay? Hopefully that answers that question. Next one here. How do you insure your movers when you first got started? Great question. Quite honestly, when I first got started, I didn't know anything about licensing. I didn't know what I was supposed to have, what I wasn't supposed to have. I didn't have any of that information, so I winged it. Of course, I later learned what I was supposed to have. What I do now with my guys, because a workman's comp insurance is so highly cost prohibitive for new moving companies that it's crazy. It's astronomical. It costs me like $600 a month per person to insure somebody in workman's comp. Reason why is the movers is considered one of the most highly dangerous jobs because they're moving such heavy things, and there's such there is a large likelihood that they can and will get hurt on the job. So it's very expensive. Now there's kind of workarounds that you could do. You could find a payroll company or some sort of company that does that, like a third-party source, and actually have your guys get paid through that payroll company, and then from the payroll company could set up workman's comp, and they could do it and call themselves as like their temporary help or whatever it is, and so on and so forth like that. I have known people that have done that. I don't know the legalities on that, but that's kind of on the sketchy side. Another thing that I do is I have my guys go get their own personal workman's comp policy. If someone goes out and gets a personal workman's comp policy, that's usually like $50, $75, depending on your state. But for $50, $75, your movers can get their own personal workman's comp policy. And then what I'll do is I will reimburse them every month for that policy, and I will pay their workman's comp policy for them while they're an employee of mine. I don't give them the money to pay the workman's comp, because what they'll do is they'll just stick the money in their pocket, and then the workman's comp policy lapses, and then they're without workman's comp. So what I'll do is I will actually get their paperwork, and then I will send a check in their name for their workman's comp policy, and that will say that the guys are then covered with workman's comp, and I get a very huge big deal on that. Okay, so that's a workaround that is legal. I have checked that out, so you can do that. So that's how I do it. Right? When I first started, I didn't know anything. I had everything I've learned the hard way. Sometimes it was painful. Sometimes I got lucky. Okay? Now, what are the advantages of renting a truck versus owning a truck? Great question. When you're first starting out, renting a truck is your best option because they'll cover all the maintenance on it and so on and so forth. If it breaks down, they'll bring you a new truck. And that's really great if you're doing long distance moves, because if you're stuck in Timbuktu, they'll bring a new truck. You can unload the truck that's broken down, get the new truck, and go and continue on your job. You do got, there are some warnings. I do got some videos about warnings about that. Like you're going to have to stay on top of the customer service and make sure the things get done. And literally, you're going to have to call them every half hour on the half hour for them to stay in their mind, because otherwise they'll forget about you, and you could be on the side of the road for 12 hours. True story. It really did happen to me. But other than that, if you can get a truck, at least one truck, you're going to save yourself so much money. I spend about $50,000 to $60,000 every year in truck rental costs. If I owned my own truck or had a couple trucks, then I could save all that money. Half of it would go towards maintenance. The other half I can then spend and give my guys bonuses or raises or what have you. So the advantages are, one, if you rent, you don't have to worry about the maintenance and tows and all that other good stuff. But on the other hand, if you own your own trucks, then you get to keep and save. You get to keep all the money and save the money, and you don't have to pay mileage costs. All you have to do is pay your insurance on the truck, right? And you could 2/3 of the money that it would have cost you for rental would go towards trucks and insurances instead. So you're saving about 1/3 of the money that you would have used on rentals. All right, so it's an up and down. Also comes down how much money you got in the bank to buy a truck, or access to money in the bank, like maybe somebody can loan you money, or do you have credit to go out and get your own truck? So if you don't have credit and you don't have somebody that can fund you, then go and rent a truck until that you can save up the money to buy your own truck. And U-Haul trucks you can get fairly cheaply. Right now, like here where I'm at, you can get them for $3,000 to $5,000 right now. There's 6 of them right on the lot. So if anybody wants to send me like $3,000 so I can get a truck, I'll go buy my own truck. I could really use one. I'd like to have my own truck. Send me $5,000, guys, right? My address will be in the description. Just send me $5,000 and I'll buy my own truck and I'll show you how to do it, okay? Right. So anyway, that's the question on that. Where is the best place to find people to hire for my company? A great question. There are a lot of places. When I first started out, I exclusively used Craigslist. But over and over, Craigslist just sends me nothing but the drags, with some notable exceptions. For the most part, people that are getting jobs on Craigslist for my industry in my area here, they're useless. The best places that I have found so far is Facebook. I love Facebook because when I put an ad for workers on Facebook, they'll send me, hey, I'm interested in a job. I can then send them a message back and say, great, this is what I need and want from you. Not only that, I can actually go to their profile and check their profile out. So if there's a guy there that's, shows me his graduation pictures, show me how, he's got these different adventures and he's in the sports and he looks like a clean-cut kid, great. Yeah, I might say, hey, yeah, send me your resume. Send me what you think. But if the guy's out there and all he's got is, marijuana paraphernalia pictures and, world star videos on his profile and he's all tattooed up and, complaining about his hoes, I might not want to hire that individual. That might not be someone that I'm going to look into seriously. So it gives me a good idea of like, hey, who's a good, clean, positive person in my business. That said, a lot of people have said that they've had success with Indeed and Monster. I've also had success at job fairs, and I've had some success with we have a thing called Michigan Works, which is sort of like an employment agency the state has that helps people who are looking for jobs find jobs. I have found people there intermittently. I haven't had a lot of huge success, but I have had a couple people come in out of that. Another thing that you might want to look into, but it is going to cost you, is temporary hiring places, temp agencies. Just understand that they're going to charge, like if you're going to hire at $10 an hour for somebody, they're going to charge you $15. And I got to sneeze. Hang on. Pardon me. Sorry, excuse me. So as I was saying, if you hire somebody at $10 an hour, the temp agency is going to charge you $15. But here's the thing. They're going to cover all the Social Security taxes. They're going to cover workman's comp. They're going to cover all the taxes and everything. So what you would do is just like if you're paying guys at $12, $13, $14, $15 anyway, just kind of cut back and say, look, I'm going to hire guys at $9, and then they'll charge you, $13 or $14 an hour, which is what you would have paid anyway. But the thing is now these guys they're real good guys. They for the most part want to work, and not only that, they're all insured and everything. So if they get hurt on the job, you don't have to worry about it. They could put in a claim with the temp agency, and it's all good to go. Okay, so that's something you might want to look into. All right. Another question: will you be my mentor? Absolutely. Why would I be doing these videos if I didn't want to be your mentor? I can't be your mentor 24/7, and I can't be everybody's mentor all at the same time. However, I will gladly answer any and all your questions. All you have to do is give me a call. Make sure you email me first. to set up the call to make sure I'm not in the middle of something and that it's at a good time. But I will take your calls. I will take your emails. I will answer all your questions in the comments below. I will go and I will do whatever. I'll spend as much time as I can to answer any and all your questions to help you guys out. And I also want to hear about your successes, and I want to hear about your progress as well as far in your business. So if you want me to be your mentor, great. But what I would ask in return is, I don't want money. I just want you to leave me a good review. I want you to, send me a review. Or go to my Google page or my Facebook page and leave me a nice review. Just saying, yeah, Jay's real good, and so on and so forth. So, because I'd like to build up, because I am putting courses together that will help you, and I'd like to have those testimonials to show people that I am really truly helping people, and I'm not just out there to blow smoke up their hiney or to steal some money from them. Okay, so that's the only thing I ask in return. The only thing is, make sure you email me and schedule a time to call me. But if we do set up a call, you actually do call me. Some guy actually called up and wanted to talk to me and this last week, and they never called me. I don't got time for those people. If you want to set up a time, I'm going to be there. I'm going to answer all your questions. But if you're not going to call me when we set up a time, I'm not going to ever help you ever again. So there's a little bit of a warning there. So don't waste my time, and I'll try not to waste yours. Fair enough? I think that's fair, right? All right, good. Will you call or email me because I have questions? No, I'm not. I'm not going to call you, and I'm not going to email you. If you want to talk to me, and I'm not trying to be a jerk when I say that. I know that came across a little harsh, but I don't got time, guys. I've got to run my own moving business as well. I'd gladly spend any and all the time I can to help you in your business and give you the best advice I possibly can for as long as you want. I don't care if it's an hour, 2 hours, or whatever. I will talk with you, and help you out. That's why I'm doing these videos, and hopefully you get that concept. But I'm not going to spend my time to call you or email you for your questions. Email me or call me. My phone number is 517-580-4247, or you can email me at jbird88scl@gmail.com. All that information is in the description below. You can just send me an email or give me a call, and we can go from there. Or you can message me on Facebook, or leave me a comment here in the comment section below. All right? Excellent. Good. I love this question. Can you actually make money as a mover? Yeah. Hello. There are thousands of movers. Some of them aren't making as much money as others, but then there are some that's doing well. Just in my small area right now, there's 3 or 4 of us that are doing quite well. I have done between $250,000 to $300,000 a year. Last year was a bad year. Just check out the video yesterday regarding that. But I have one guy who's a competitor / friend who's in the business, and he's doing about $800,000 in business every year, and he's got 5-6 trucks on the road all the time, and he's doing really, really well for himself. And this is in a small town of just 250,000 people, plus some of the outlying areas. But he's doing quite well. So can you make money? Absolutely. If you get into a high population city like Detroit, somewhere that has about 1 million people or more, you can actually make even more money. It's not hard to make money because there are plenty of people moving. I think there was last year there was 1 billion people had moved, or some weird, just phenomenal. I don't know, maybe 500 million. I don't know. There was a lot of moves that happened last year. Don't quote me in the actual figure of how many moves, but there was a lot. There's a lot of business for everybody. You can definitely make money, but it's not going to be, let me start a moving business and put it on ad on Craigslist and bing, now you're a millionaire. It's not that. You're going to have to do a little bit of work. You're going to have to get out there, rub elbows, and it's just really a matter, comes down to your hustle. I cannot guarantee you any kind of income. I can't, because I don't know who you are. So you could be lazy or you could be industrious. I don't know. It's really up to you. But can you make money? Absolutely. And there are thousands of people in the United States and in Canada and across the world that are doing moves, and they're very successful and making lots of money. Yes, you can make money, okay? It's just a matter of how much you want to work for it, okay? Oh, and here you go. This is the last question, by the way. Where should I advertise? This is one of the questions I get the most. Well, I don't know. The best place to advertise is the place where you're going to get the people. Now, when I first started out, and I exclusively used Craigslist. But again, I'm in a city of about 250,000 people. It's not a big city. I don't have a lot of competition in my city, or at least I didn't when I first started. When I first started my business, there was like 3 moving companies, like full service moving companies in this area. So there wasn't a lot of competition. So it was easy for me to put ads up on Craigslist. But if you're in a bigger city, like 1 million people or more, or let's say Detroit, Atlanta, New York City, oh my goodness, Philadelphia, Baltimore, something like that, LA, San Francisco, you're going to have a harder time being able to advertise in Craigslist. That if you're going to advertise in Craigslist, you got to be smart and use certain times of the day, like concentrate between 9 and 10 o'clock, putting up a couple ads during those times, and then from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evenings, and put up some ads in those times, and forget about the rest of the times, because unless you can live on Craigslist and post on the hour every hour, you're not going to be able to happen the way the Craigslist is set up. Right? It's not set up in a way like, ooh, this one's getting more clicks, so we're going to keep it on the top. It doesn't. It just goes, whoever posts at the closest time it is, that's the person who gets top billing in Craigslist, and it just keeps rolling over. So if you're in a high voluminous area, like a large population city, it's going to be hard to do on Craigslist. So my suggestion is concentrate on Facebook ads. Concentrate on paid per click ads. There are people that are getting great results from Yelp and Home Advisor. Also, you want to make sure that you capture all the emails. So if anybody does come into you and says, hey, I want to use your services, or I'm looking for a moving quote, you want to be able to capture their name, their phone number, and their email address in your own list. Because whether they use you or not, chances are they're going to know someone that's going to be moving soon, or they're going to want to move again somewhere down the road. And if you got them on an email list, you can remind them over and over and over, not to the point where you're just obtrusive, but you can keep marketing to these guys and keeping them in the front of mind, and keeping yourself right there. So when they do come to do another move, there you go. They're going to be getting emails from you. But I would suggest you do Facebook ads, because Facebook ads, you can get highly targeted and do ads for just like 20, 30, 40 cents a pop, right? Do not buy leads. Do not buy leads, okay? And don't send your leads over don't send your leads over, don't put a Yelp tag or Angie's List tag or anything that sells leads. Don't put their tag on your website, because when people come to the website, they say, oh, Angie's List. They click on Angie's List, they go to Angie's List. Angie's List now collects their name and emails and then sells you at an inflated price that same lead that you just sent Angie's List. It's like you sending Angie's List all your leads, and they're selling them back to you at inflated prices. Don't do it. Go and use Facebook. Once you got Facebook down, then go into Google Ads or hire an agency. Concentrate on your SEO, making sure that you're at the top or at least on the first page on Google as much as you can. You can buy advertising from Yellow Pages. Are still a good place to put an ad up and have your top of listing. Yelp can bring you, believe it or not, don't buy their leads, but buy their services. But people said Home Advisor is really good. Thumbtack, horrible. You're spending a lot of money for just crap leads, and just don't do it. Just don't. They're just crappy leads. But I have heard good things about Home Advisor. I've never done them. Can't tell you anything about them. But whatever you do, do not make sure you're not sending your leads to them so that they're selling you your lead at inflated prices. All right. Also, postcards. Postcards are really good. 2, start hobnobbing with real estate agents, home associations, building management services. If you got universities in your area, start hooking up with the universities so you can move the college kids in and out when it comes time to move when college is in and out. Things like that. Start networking. Start getting referrals from, home lenders and real estate agents and homeowners associations, and sending out postcards. Send out postcards to real estate agents telling them about your moving services. That's a great thing. Great idea. That's what I'm doing. Now, I sent out postcards to people who are on the MLS who are selling their home, and I get a great service. But I'm also sending out cheap flyers to real estate agents. I got them on an email list, and I'm sending them postcards saying, "Hey, don't forget about You Say Moving and Storage, and if you send me a referral, I will give your guy so much percentage off, like 5%." And then just do it from there. All right. Just try different things, test things out. But try not to spend a lot of money, because I know a lot of you don't have a lot of money, and that's okay. Anyway, guys, those are some of the top, most common, popular questions for beginning moving companies, or people who want to start moving companies. I hope you learned a little bit of something. If you got any questions at all, make sure you leave me a comment below in the comment section. Make sure you give me a thumbs up on this video, right? And don't forget to share this with all your family, friends, and people. Please, don't forget. Subscribe. There's a little red button right there. See it? Look down. Right there. Right there. There it is. It's a red button. It says subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. It's been a long video. Hopefully you learned something. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.